I just want to first say thank you so much for having me here. Natalie Tran, you are such a goddess and an incredible person, always making magic happen. And your team is phenomenal, so thank you. Just want to introduce myself. I co-founded CORE with Sean Penn after the earthquake in Haiti in 2010. We're a global nonprofit organization that does crisis response. And our mission is simple. We get people back home to safer, healthier, and stronger communities. I kind of think through, what brought me here in the first place. And I think, maybe it's my very strong Korean mother who's drilled a very strong sense of responsibility in me. Or watching the second tower after 9/11 fall. Blocks from where I was in the East Village, which cracked me open. Whatever it was, it propelled me into humanitarian work, which eventually took me to Haiti. I lived there for 6 years, including when the 2010 earthquake hit, killing over 200,000 people and destroying countless homes and lives, including mine. I left Haiti in 2012, just in time to make it back into New York City to live through Sandy. And now we all know we would live through COVID together. And now we are collectively living through whatever remix of the apocalypse that we're in right now. And I lived through these disasters and responded to hundreds more. And I've learned two very important things. The first one is that resilience happens before a crisis hits. And second, if you don't know what you're doing, it's okay. You still need to roll up your sleeves because it is our responsibility to do something. A 2023 Pew and World Values survey found that in cultures where communities and families came before the individual, like in Asia, trust in others and in local institutions were twice as high as in the United States. And so is the speed of the recovery after a crisis. Resilience doesn't start when the trucks roll in. It starts with ordinary, everyday investments. Neighbors checking in on neighbors, friends sharing resources, and when communities are tightly woven together. And in every disaster that I've lived through and that I've responded to, it's not the first responders that respond first. It's gonna be your neighbors, your family, and your friends. It's in those critical first few hours that lives are saved. And that's why it's so important for us to build those bonds. It's the strongest form of preparedness and resilience that we have. And we're seeing this right now in Los Angeles. Thanks to CAA and the SoCal Fire Fund, we've been able to respond to the fires in Los Angeles. And you'll see people like Miss Gloria. I don't know if she's gonna show up here, but you'll see Miss Gloria, who's almost 80 years old. Miss Gloria had insurance and was able to stay in a hotel and find long-term housing. But when she found her friend, Marguerite, who's also almost in her 80s, she found her at the Pasadena Convention Shelter, at the shelter, the large shelter that was there. She immediately scooped her up, took her back to her hotel, and made sure that she stayed with her, but also made sure that she got access to our cash program, our ash and smoke remediation program. She made sure that we got her a Bible, new glasses, and access to our resource navigation. It's in these neighborhoods where people know each other's names that are recovering faster, organizing quicker, and making sure that no one is left behind. And I know it feels very overwhelming when you're waiting for somebody in a cape to show up, but you have to remember you don't need a hero. You just need you, and you probably need Miss Gloria. Again, it is overwhelming, especially in these times today as we're living through this crisis. And I remember walking through Port-au-Prince right after the earthquake and feeling so small in such overwhelming destruction, thinking, who am I? Who am I to be able to do anything in this space? But then I heard my mom's voice in my head. She's the everyday hero that makes miracles for people that she knows and those that she doesn't. And whenever I feel small and incapable, I'm reminded of this Korean proverb that she would tell me. I'm going to say it to you in Korean. It's 까만 게 새기도 저는 눈에 백도, which means even a crow thinks their baby is as white as a heron. Meaning to her, I was exceptional and perfect. It's such a small thing, but it's what fueled me every single day. Who am I to do anything? I'm my mother's daughter. So we ignored the experts who told us it would take 50 years to clear out the rubble in Port-au-Prince. And we just picked up a shovel and started digging. And so did others who followed suit. And it took us 5 years, not 50. And when COVID started, our organization had zero public health experience in the United States. And we looked around and there was nobody else. So we stood up. And we ended up running the largest testing and vaccination site in the world. At the peak of it, doing 50,000 tests per day across the United States, and at the end of it, doing 7 million vaccines. And that's the hard part, right? It's taking that first step, not being perfect, not waiting for somebody else for the right title. And I'm speaking to y'all who are CEOs and bosses. You know this in your careers, being disruptors and just trailblazing. But we need this now in our neighborhoods, in our communities. Because in our lifetimes, every single one of us will experience some sort of disaster or a crisis or a conflict. I mean, hell, we're experiencing it right now in Los Angeles. And my question to you is, will you be ready? Because the only way for us to be ready is to build the kind of community where we're ready together. Thank you.